Alright guys, it's time to figure out if this microphone and recording software still works, because I, really haven't been using it much. Haven't been enjoying the game of Magic Duels as much as I should be, or should have been. But that's all poised to change, hopefully, fingers crossed, because next Wednesday, on April 6th, we're getting a double expansion with the Shadows over Innistrad and Oath of the Gatewatch cards. It's going to effectively double the size of the card pool from, I'm just going off the top of my head here, but I think right now we have about 300 unique cards. And that's going to go to 600 or something like that. I don't know what the exact numbers are. So anyways, that's a lot of new cards and a lot of things to brew with. We're playing against a rank 40 dude, taking out 67 cards. Here we've got... we can play Sunken Hollow and have our Woodland Cemetery come in untapped. Then we have Visionary and Vial as card draw on the play. Plus we have a Retreat and Scab Fog thing. So yeah, I'm going to keep this. So yeah, since this is a swamp, then this will actually make Woodland Cemetery come into play untapped. So anyway, another thing that we're going to do is get started with the tournament right at the beginning of the season. So the expansion comes out on the 6th, and then 9 days later, on Friday the 15th, the tournament is starting up. So you can expect to see coverage of that. I'll link to my interest check thread if anybody on Xbox One wants to get involved with it. Alright, so we picked up our win condition here. The tutelage really would like to pick up a basic land in one of our next 2 draw steps. And I'm not planning on chump blocking anytime soon, so let's just put the Vial down first in case we pick up an Artificer's Epiphany. And let's see what we get. Excuse me, it is a Nissa's Renewal. So this deck is, it's the old Sphinx's Tutelage Fog deck from last season. But I've put in the life gain with the Retreat to Kazandu and Nissa's Renewal, plus instead of relying on Sphinx's Tutelage to win, this deck can also just get to 10 mana and hardcast Ulamog because he's in here. But other than that, not a lot has changed. So he's got the double Scythe Leopard draw. Does he have a second land to support it? And is he playing another color? He should be playing red if he's playing Landfall Aggro. So he's playing a Fertile Thicket, which lets him put another land on the top of his battlefield. We do have 2 copies of Languish. Yeah, he is playing red. We do have 2 copies of Languish in here, which will definitely be good against this deck if we can find them and the mana to cast it. So we're taking 2. Yeah, we could really use just a couple of lands in a row off the top here. Definitely would like to get Tutelage in play and get that process started. So there's the Languish, but we don't have the mana, so here is a Visionary turn. I'd honestly like to just pick up a tap land here now just to get it into play, like an Evolving Wilds or something. No. The game doesn't want to give us any land today. So we've had 2 additional draws, one off the Visionary, one off the Vial. Still no dice on getting that 3rd land in play. But we do have the Languish in hand, so we just need another black source. No, we got double black, we just need 2 more lands. And then we can wipe the board. So I'm not sure. He's playing a Retreat to Kazandu, so that's obviously for +1/+1 counters. So hopefully I can Languish before that gets out of control. So I don't think I'm in chump block mode yet. I don't think we're there yet. But please, I need a land off the top this turn. It's a Wilds, so we won't get to play anything this turn. We can hold up a Fog if he does something disastrous, like some type of flurry of pump spells or something. So we'll just drop that into play. It looks like we might want another blue source. We don't really need double green until much later in the game, so we can chump block one guy. We can use the Vial, although I don't want to since I do have the Epiphany. And then next turn we can actually use the Epiphany if worst comes to worst, just to guarantee the follow-up Languish the turn after that. So let's see what he does here. Plays Gatecreeper, which, I know it's a Landfall deck, but you shouldn't be playing Gatecreeper. I mean, Pilgrim's Eye would be much better. That's what I use in mine. At least it can attack. So he gets his land. He's going to put a counter on one of his Scythe Leopards, which is good, and then they're each going to get +1/+1. He's going to crack his Wilds. They're going to get +1/+1 again. So we're going to take a little bit of damage here. We're going to take a little bit of damage. So there's going to be definitely some chump blocking involved here. And let's go get that blue source right now. So we're under a little bit of pressure. So I'm not blasting the Fog, I can tell you that for sure, but I really would like to just top deck an untapped land. and blast language right now. And that's not what happens. That is not what happens. So I guess we want to play Epiphany and dig too deep for a green source. Because that's really the only 3-mana play that does anything. Kazandu does nothing. Tutelage does nothing. We can hold up a fog, so yeah, we're gonna hope for a green source. It's a blue one, so we could be in trouble here. So Scab, I think we're gonna ditch the Scab right now. We'd like to play Renewal with the Kazandu on board. That's 13 life. So yeah, I think we're gonna ditch the Scab for now. Everything else looks like we need. So we can languish this turn, but hopefully we don't die. If he does, you know, flurry out pre-combat, spend some pulp spells or something, then we got the Vial here. So he's putting a Grove Rumbler into play. And where's he going to put that +1/+1 counter? It's going to be on the Rumbler. It is. But Language still gets it. So we're going to 4. So that means that we're probably just going to die to an Exquisite Firecraft or a pair of Twin Bolts. I should have stopped one of those from attacking, actually. I should have, you know, instead of just rambling on about how I'm going to die. I should have, you know, actually done something about it. But yeah, we're gonna blast that Language right now, and we'll play the Forest in case he has some kind of haste or something. But I suspect we're just gonna die to burn. But we'll see. You know, we do have life gain, so there's this one turn where we're in burn range. Let's see if he can make something out of it. So yeah, hopefully I'll be back to regular content. You know, I'm in the middle of a Fallout 4 playthrough since the DLC has been out. Still rocking out the Guitar Hero every now and then, so I'm not going to put as much time into Duels as I used to. Especially if the update doesn't turn out to be any good. But I really have high hopes for this time. You know, they've taken some cards out of the game. They've put some new cards into the game. You know, it looks like they actually, you know, somewhat care about it. Oh boy. There's the 5/5 trampling thing. We did not pick up a land, so we're not going to be able to use Retreat to Kazandu this turn. Unless we Epiphany and pick up a land. Then we need to play the land first, so that doesn't work. We do have a Fog. I'd hate to blow that now. But it looks like Epiphany hold up Fog. It looks like that. Let's see what we get. There's a Hinterland Harbor. So as to not discard. And yeah, we gotta hold up the Fog. We can't play anything this turn. We gotta keep up 1 mana. So how long can we dodge that Oran Reef Hydra? Because that thing's gonna be growing and growing. I've got no way to get it off the battlefield outside of a Hardcast or Ulamog. So I've just gotta Fog it or keep gaining enough life to stay out of range of it. So here's a Jotty Offshoot, which again doesn't make sense. And Zendikar's Royal, which does make sense. So he's coming at us for 5, which is enough. See, you know, I got to get used to this whole thing again. I should have used the Alchemist Vial here. I mean, that's not even a question of what I should have done there. But anyway, we're gonna Fog the dude. I'll chalk it up to rust. You know, I'll use that excuse. Fuck it. It's been long enough now. So we picked up a Telling Time. So I want to get a Retreat to Kazandu in play, because that way Mrs. Renewal is a big stack of life. So we're going to do that. And then Nissa will allow us to get a Forest. Then we can trigger the Retreat, flip the Nissa, draw a card, and have 1 mana open for the Alchemist Vial. So we'll do that. He's only got 1 creature he can attack with. So let's gain 2 life here. So I'm going to stop it from attacking, and that'll keep Nissa on the battlefield. Unless he's, you know, got the Firecraft to burn it out. Now we're out of Firecraft range if he does draw it, so here we go. See what we get here. It's another Retreat. That's interesting. That is certainly very interesting. I'd have to delay my renewals, but I think it might be worth it. Because that's 19 life per renewal. That's a lot of life. We'll see. So is he going to put a counter on something? I imagine he's not going the life gain path. Yeah, he is going to put a counter on something. Let's see. He's going to gain some life, but we don't care about that. He's going to get a 2-2, but doesn't have haste, so we don't care too much about that. So, let's just sacrifice the Vial and hold that back for a turn, so that way we get the extra card off Nissa. Oh, Omnath. Oh, Lord. Well, that's probably the game right there. I'm not sure. Not sure I can beat that card. So if I Kazandu and then Catacomb, can't get a Fog back. So let's see. What do I want to do here? I mean, let's play Kazandu. We're going to try and Tilling Time here. And then we're going to get to set up what we +1 with Nissa. So let's have a look. What do we want in our hand right now? Hopefully it's a Fog. So we can take a Vial right in the hand. And we can put Evolving Wilds on top. And then Nissa will put that straight into play with 2 Kazandus on the field. So we gain 2 life twice. Then we play our land for turn and gain 2 life twice. And then we crack our Evolving Wilds. We're not going to have enough basics left to play both of these renewals, but we'll still get the life gain off it here. And we'll get a Swamp. Gain 2 life twice. And then we'll play a Vial with 1 mana up, but I still think we're in pretty bad shape. He's top decking, but you know, we still got to win the game. He's got 50 cards in his library. So I think now we got to get the tutelage into play. Can I take a big smack from him? Let's see. He might go after the Nissa. Those elementals are going to be a problem, though. Those Zendikar Royal tokens are elementals as well, so if they die, he gets to point 3 at my face. So I'm going to need to Scab Fog. You know, I don't see a way out of this. Don't see a way out of it. So how much is he presenting? It is a lot. So we're going to get rid of this Vial right now. Say 8-8, you can't come in, and if his 5-5 wants to go at Nissa, then, you know, we gain a little bit of life. 2-2 goes face. Yeah, so we gain a bit of life by him not going face with the Omnath. So now we got to get the tutelage engine rolling, and hopefully we can fog him enough times or draw into UlaFog and take out his big stuff. So there's a land. Let's get the tutelage in play and let's start the process. So we're going to need to Fog, so we're going to have to Scab Fog. That's 6 mana, and I'll have 7 available to me. Or I could just gain a fuck ton of life this turn and get some cards. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'm just going to gain a fuck ton of life, take a big hit. You know, this is effectively, with 2 Kazandus on board, a renewal is a pretty big Fog. So let's go get... Sure. Bunch of life gain triggers. Controller batteries getting low. Okay, so now we've got the tutelage in play. We've only got 28 cards left in the deck, one of which is UlaFog. That could kind of somewhat help us get out of this by taking out his 2 best permanents, Omnath and the Hydra, and then being able to get a mill victory after that, because I mean, 1 swing with UlaFog takes half his library away, and lessens the amount of work that we got to do. We still have 3 lands in there, so renewal with 2. So he's going to play Animist's Awakening. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ, with an Omnath in play. How many lands is he going to hit? 1 or 2? Wow, that's why Animist's Awakening is not a playable card. He just cast that for like 7 mana, and he gets 1 landfall trigger. That's it. You know, it was never a playable card. It'll never be a playable card. It's just gross. Such a horrible card. Alright, so he gets a counter on his little elemental. He gets a life gain, which we don't care about. He gets another life gain, which we don't care about. He gets another elemental, which we do care about, in a way. You know, but the fog has a way of defeating big boards, so we just have to draw some more of them. We've got one in the graveyard. And I'm sorry, we got the scab to go get it. We got a fuck ton of mana to work with. So how much are we taking here? 17. Which is about the amount that we gained last turn. So here's a fog. Okay, we got a fog. That's perfect. So first things first, let's see what we draw. You know, I should have renewed first. If I draw a basic here, then I lose 4 life. No, it's another tutelage. I don't know why it looked like cards went into my graveyard then. That was strange. But, we'll play a renewal. Strip 3 more out. And gain 2 life 6 times, plus the 6 or 7 life from renewal, whatever it is. 7 life, I think. So it's 19 life each time we play renewal with 2 of these guys on board. Which is a lot. So we're now at a very healthy 41. Now we have a fog in hand, so we're going to play tutelage, make sure to leave up a green. So there we go, now we got double tutelage. 23 cards left. So that, you know, those double renewals, they really make your draw steps better. We have no basics left in the deck. We do have some evolving wilds in there that are now going to do nothing. But that's all you can do. So he's got a big nasty board. And there's a landfall trigger. We got to watch all of that stuff. So there's that. There's the life gain. There's the life gain. There's that. There's that big motherfucker. There's the huge ornery Hydra. And here's the 1 mana. Sorry, sir. And no need to chump block. Alright, what do we get? Epiphany. Alright, so let's Epiphany first. See what we pick up. We're going to have to discard since we don't have a vial. So these evolving wilds do nothing. We picked up a fog. Can I get greedy now and scab Epiphany? I think I'm going to get greedy and scab Epiphany. That's exactly what I'm going to do. This is pure greed. But let's do it, because that's a lot of triggers. So here we go. Let's draw 2 more. And ditch another wilds. And we picked up a green warden, so we got a fog for this turn. And we got a green warden to get it back. And we just peeled off 8 times. Is it 8, 2, 4, 6? Yeah, we just peeled off 8 plus our draw step. 9 triggers for our Sphinx's tutelage. He's got the timer pause. I don't know why he doesn't have anything that he can do. I don't know. It's putting the cards into my graveyard, although it's not. But the animation is showing stuff tipping over into my yard. So he's now down to 14 in his library. So 1 more solid turn. You know, we might be able to kill him next turn if we green warden Epiphany. Let's see. See what he draws. Now I've got enough mana. I can activate my Sphinx's tutelage a bunch of times. He's playing Hakeem Hellkite. Can't even remember what that does. I think it pings when you play a land. Yeah. Here's a fog for you, my friend. No blocks. No blocks. Now let's see. Okay, what do we got? What do we pick up? Languish. We don't want to cast that. Certainly don't want to cast that with all those elementals on board. So he's got 9 cards in the library. So Green Warden. How much mana do we have? I think Green Warden for... I gotta be able to activate that ability at least. So that's 9 mana to bring back an Epiphany. It's 8 mana if I bring back... No, that's not gonna be enough. So I need 9 mana for an Epiphany. That leaves me with 7, so I can still activate a tutelage, so he's dead. Let's make sure we don't tap all our blue mana, though. Still got 3 left. And let's go get an Epiphany. I need to leave open at least 1 blue mana here on this Epiphany, which it does. So let's draw 2. Discard Languish. We picked up the other fog. But I'm pretty sure this is done and dusted. We got 4 triggers, so it is possible that he has 1 card left. But we can activate the Sphinx's tutelage. So now he's just decided that he's had enough of this. Can't say that I blame him after having a board like that and just not being able to get any damage through. Okay, no, we don't even need to activate the ability on Sphinx's tutelage. But we will gain some more life and end the game at 45. So yeah, it's a pretty cool deck. You know, it's just the same old mill package that we used to have with the life gain instead of Hydrolash that we used to play in this deck. And even though we didn't see UlaFog, you can tell, I mean, obviously the deck can get to some pretty absurd mana totals. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll take you into the deck list. How long has it been? 21 minutes. I'm not going to play another game. So that got me up to rank 40. I may not play ranked until the expansion comes out, just to stay at 40. I may do that. I don't really give a fuck about the coins. I mean, I'm going to be opening my wallet like a dumbass. I can get one of the sets for free. So yeah, let's go in and have a look at the deck that I have named UlaFog. So you can see, obviously, you saw most of my deck. I only had 15 cards left that you didn't see. So, I mean, obviously, you get the gist. But it is the 4 fogs. Obviously, the 4 visionaries for early game card draw. Same with Vile, but they trigger the tutelage. Both of those do. 3 telling time for card selection and mana fixing. Does not trigger tutelage. Nissa is an alternate win condition. Plus, she draws you land and gets you an extra card every turn. You saw what she did that last game. You know, she's good for the deck. Sphinx's tutelage. You know, that's the win condition. Retreat to Kazandu. Sometimes your opponent, if they don't know what you're doing and you play this early in the game, they'll use their Reclamation Stage to blow this up. Only then later on you get to play your tutelage and like, whoops. And also you saw what this can do with Nissa's Renewal. And just you're playing land every single turn and drawing a bunch of cards anyway. So incremental life gain while you're just doing your thing. Every now and then you can power up an Elvish Visionary with it, but that happens almost never. But, you know, in corner cases it does happen. Epiphany is obvious. Yeah, I think I'd play this even without Alchemist Vial in the deck just because it's a draw 2 for 3 mana. But with the Vial, it's a no-brainer. Languish is pretty much a no-brainer. Scab is recursion. I used to play 3 Scabs, but when Green Warden entered the pool, I cut a Scab because this is obviously more powerful than Scab. And when they fix it, it's going to, you know, because the dice trigger currently doesn't work. But if they fix that, the card's going to become even more busted. Obviously, Ob draws a card or kills a problematic creature, and he does trigger Sphinx's tutelage. Plus, you know, your opponent's got to they got to go after him. They can't leave him there. He'll just win the game for you. Oblivion Sower mills 4. It has a bunch of landfall triggers for you to, you know, if you've got your retreat to Kazandu in play and you hit 2 lands. Well, I mean that's mill 4, gain 4 life, and put a 5/8 blocker into play for a fog deck. And a mill deck. I mean that's pretty much a no-brainer. Renewal, you saw both copies of that last game, and with the Kazandu or 2 in the board, I mean, the life gain is just ridiculous. Thinning out the deck. And the big boy himself, UlaFog, just to basically seal the game. You're playing a mill strategy anyway. Sometimes you got your opponent down around 20 cards in the library. One swing from this guy just ends the game, whether they block him or not. Playing 24 lands. Got to play more basics than I would like, simply because we're playing Nissa's Renewal. I have to play all 4 of these guys. Evolving Wilds, just for, you know, it's a 3-color deck, we need the fixing. I'm going to play the check lands and the one set, not shard, but the wedge lands, or, you know, wedge decks only get 1 set of the new Tango lands, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. So, I mean, Lumbering Falls is an option for this deck, but you got to cut 2 basics to make room for it, because all of these other lands are auto-includes. And Lumbering Falls is a 5-mana 3/3 blocker. I don't think it's worth it. You're never going to attack with it, you just get to chump. But this deck, I mean, your opponent's board always gets out of control anyway. You got to keep it under control with fogs and life gain. So I cut Lumbering Falls for more basics in order to squeeze Renewal in. And yeah, that's UlaFog. Hope you liked it, and hopefully now next week we'll be back in a Brewer's Paradise with, you know, a whole bunch of new cards, and, you know, we got Delirium coming and Madness coming. I'm not too excited about Oath of the Gatewatch because, you know, it's a small set in the same vein as Battle for Zendikar, and a lot of that should kind of feel similar. But Shadows over Innistrad is looking to be mighty mighty good. A lot of cool abilities and cards from what we've seen. So I'm excited to start building some decks, and I'm excited to start playing the tournament only 9 days after the new cards are released to see what everybody brings to the table. If you're on Xbox One, you want to play, get over in the thread. The link will be in the video description. Thanks for watching, and hopefully my microphone still works. Thanks, guys.